Hey guys, so this is the first question on your homework, very similar to the remaining question in this section. So section point 2, smoothing of time series or annual time series, right? So first of all, we need to graph our time series, and it's really easy. You just have to download it to Excel, click on the data, download it to Excel, right? I already did it. So I have the data here, and I added a couple of formulas from your book. I'll use them later. But basically here, what you're going to do is you're going to insert on Excel, and you go to scatter plot here, and you're going to use the second one, this one. All right, so I'm doing it from scratch. So I get a blank chart. I'm going to right click, get to the menu, add the data. Right, select data here, and once you select the data, I'm gonna add a series, and the name of series, you can call it hour per day. That's the first cell of the Y's, and the value of the X's is gonna be this one over here. Do not select the label, and the values of the Y's, make sure you get rid of that number there, then select other number accordingly. All right, so once you're done, hit OK, and make sure that the value in X is here, they are corresponding to 2008 and so forth, right? So that's all. You're gonna do this. So this is your chart automatically graphed, and what you can do, you can go back to your graph and figure out which one is the best choice. Obviously this one, the D, gonna be the best choice, right? Check it, and good. Now they are asking you about MA3, which is a moving average with three periods. And to do this, again, we're gonna do it on Excel. So I'm gonna type in here MA between parentheses 3. So the MA, whenever is odd number like MA3, MA5 and stuff, so I'm gonna count 3 here. So 3 first one, and then I'm gonna go to the middle one, click inside the middle one, equal sign, type in average. So that's the first one, average there, and then select the first 3. If they tell you 3, you select 3, and it is really important that you are in the middle. All right, so that's the key here. So you don't start from the first cell, you don't put it on the last one, you put it always in the middle. All right, so if I have 3, I put it on the second one, 2 in the middle of 3. If I had 5, I put it in the middle one. This will be the third cell, counting from the top. All right, so enter, and then you're gonna grab it here and drag it. So let me say I'm dragging it all the way here. So the last one, so if I click on every cell here twice, I see 3 cells. All right, however, the last one, you can see it if I type twice here, it can be 3 cells, but the last one is empty. So that is not a good entry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete it. So this one has to go away. All right, and that's it. Basically, you're going to take these numbers, plug them in, and you might want to round how many, 3, let's say. Okay, I rounded to 3 decimal places, and I can go back and input the data. So let me put it here. So 2009, that the first one is, and they want you 2 decimal places. So let me adjust it. There you go, 2. All right, so this is going to be the first one, 2.30. Okay, so I input the last one, 2.20, and that's 2015. Let me check. Okay, I had a typo here, 2.23. I just fix it. Let me check. That's good. All right, so now they are asking you to graph the moving average 3, and what we're going to do is we go back to the chart, right click, and we're gonna select data again. So right now, whenever we select the data, we're gonna add a new series, and again we have the same menu. So the name of the series, you can call it MA3. The Y values, no, the X values, you can be the same. The years, don't select the label. And the Y values, you select MA3. So now here, there is something really important. Do not start from 2.3. The first cell has to match 2008. So that's the first cell, and drag it all the way to the last cell. All right. And that's it. Once you're done, okay. And you have here the orange one, that's the moving average. Now, probably you want to put a legend as well. So the easiest way, type legend in search. And you can select here where you're going to put the legend, on the side, on top, on the left, on the bottom. It's up to you. All right. I'm going to put it on the side, right, and stretch the graph a little bit. Okay. So we're done with this. Let's go and select it. So this is going to be definitely D. Check it. All right. Now we are using the exponential smoothing, right? So let's go back. So this is exponential smoothing, and I'm going to do W, which is the coefficient, equals to 0.5. And I think the exercise will ask you for changing W later on. So let's put W here somewhere, make it as a variable. So the variable of W, I'm gonna type it in here, 0.5. Okay, so this is more formula. Get rid of this one. All right, so I need to follow this formula on Excel. So they are telling you E1 equals to Y1. So what does this mean? I'm going to go to the first cell, I'm going to put equal sign and click on the first Y values, which is 2.2, enter. And then they're asking you to do, you can see here the W, this value can be 0.5, all right, and this one can be 0.5. So I'm going to type it as it is, but I'm going to use the W on Excel, which is the cell over here, right? So how I'm going to do it, let me make some room. And this is going to be equal sign and W first. So I'm going to click on W, and because I'm going to drag it later on, I need to lock it. And the way to do it is to click on F4. So F4, either use a function key or depend every computer how it is. So you can see a $signs over there. Now, suppose you don't have the F4 function. So what you're going to do, you're going to come before the letter and type in a $sign, and before the number, you type in a $sign as well. All right. For me, shift some 4. Okay. So I locked already that cell, and then I'm going to multiply it by the first Y corresponding to it. So this is the Y corresponding to it in the same row. Then plus, I'm going to open a parentheses. It's going to be 1 minus the 0.5 again, and I'm going to lock it again, same way. Okay, close the parentheses. And then I'm going to multiply it by E I minus 1. So what does mean? The previous exponential value. And the previous exponential value, that's the cell above it. So this is the cell above it. Right? And enter. You're all set. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to drag this all the way to the bottom. And those are the values. If you want to round them, you select them all. You go back home and you use this to round them up. Okay. So that's really easy. Okay. And let's go back. Okay. Now I have to enter the numbers. So let's follow through it. Okay, so let's enter it. Good. And as usual, they're gonna ask you to graph it. So the graphing, I'm gonna add it exactly on the same place. So right click on the graph, go to select data, and then I'm gonna add another 1. So this is going to be the exponential smoothing as title. The x value for the series is going to be the same one, starting from 2008 all the way to 2016. And the last one, which is the y values, it will be these values over here. You're all set. So your exponential smoothing, it will be the green chart, this one, right? Okay, so go back, select the graph, do this, check it. Now they are asking you what is the exponentially smooth forecast. Forecast does mean in the future, and you can notice here the data is ending at 2016. We want to figure out what is 2017 value. And for this reason, we need this formula over here. All right, so this is the formula you have. And if I want to do 2017 here, 2017, this is the value that we are looking for. This is y hat, I plus 1, that's mean the future will be equals to the exponential value. So I'm going to put equal sign, and it would be this value over here, the previous value. You see I plus 1, and we have I, right? Enter. So that's the value that we expected for 2.222. Let's go and plug it in. Check it. Right, we made it. All right, now we're done with that section. We're gonna redo it again one more time with exponential smoothing, and they want the value of 0.25 instead of 0.5. Well, I can do it all over again if I want to. Or too simply, I go to this cell, that's why I use it in the beginning, and put 0.25. So by changing the value there, you can notice here the values, they will all change whenever I enter. All right, you see all of them changed. So now I can copy these values again, and even the graph had changed, by the way. All right, so let's plug it in. You don't really need to do the job again one more time. Okay, I entered all the previous data here. I'm going to check it. Should be okay. And then they're going to ask you to figure out what the graph. Although here is, this is obviously this one. This is the graph here. So you see the green one. And this one has changed already to coefficient 25, right? Okay. So select it. Check. We're good. And as usual, they are expecting the Y 2017. And since we changed all the data in this column here, this one automatically had changed. So that's the value 2.264. Used to be 2.222 and now 2.264. Okay, so here the exponential smoothing forecast of 2017 for W equals this. Well, we have them both, right? The previous one 222 and this one 2.264. So 0.5 is less than the smoothing for 0.25, which is the last one. Check. So here we want to make a conclusion regarding the curve. So we can see the curve is basically 2008 increased and then steady and then decreased here. All right, so it seems here that the use of time increased for a while before decreasing for a while. So it seems like an A, right? Okay, done.